Oh yeah, so interesting fact. This planet has two moons. One fairly large compared to the Earth-sized moon, and then one absolutely massive-sized one, which I can only imagine would have like massive tide shifts and possibly crash into the planet. I'm not a scientist. Let's just say that. But it's got two moons. Welcome back, everyone. The sun is rising. It's a beautiful day. And I collected a few items. Mostly fish. So, this bladderfish, you can cook it. It doesn't give you a lot of food or a lot of water when you cook it, but you can. Their main purpose is to make filtered water, which I made a few already. But we can do a few other things here. One is that we can make an air bladder. Which we're going to make, maybe not today. Well, actually, might be a good idea as a backup. I think I'm going to do that. But we can also make a repair tool. I'm going to go ahead and make that, even though I don't exactly need it. And it comes with a free battery installed, which is cool. So let's do a few repairs. And watch everything magically just go back together.
Secondary systems online. Running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to databank.
Alright, so that gives us a little bit of information about this planet. It's a Category 3 ocean planet. Oxygen, nitrogen atmosphere, thankfully, or we'd be dead. Extensive biodiversity. May support Leviathan-class predators. Water contaminated with high level of foreign bacteria. Planet is beyond Federation space. Rescue unlikely. It's not recommended to explore this environment without hazardous material suits and extensive support apparatus. So we're in a good spot here. Let me see if this will change yet. Not yet, but I'm sure it will in a bit. Let's repair the radio too.
Operation will be dispatched to your location in 9 hours. Continue to monitor for emergency transmissions from other life pods.
Seek fluid intake.
So basically, nobody's coming, is what I'm getting from all this. Alright, so we're going to drink some of those waters.
Vital signs stabilizing.
That's good. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, if I still have the materials, and make this air bladder. Alright. It used to look different. They used to have a really crappy looking, work in progress look to it. Now it looks good. They've done a lot of work with these. I'm going to drop this. They've done a lot of work with these items to make them look better. So I'm not going to use this yet. It didn't ever used to be a single-use item, but the way it describes it, I'm slightly worried. And I'd hate to waste it. So we'll wait to use it for a bit. So anyway, we are going to... Let's see, how do I want to do this? We could get our silver here, but to get the gold, I don't think gold spawns in the creepvine forest. So we may be out of luck on that one. So we may just keep going to the next area. And I think we can get both things there. Although, I'm a little bit worried about running out of oxygen, let's just say that. I don't have a lot at the moment. And that's one benefit we could get. The only real hard thing I'm missing right now to make the bigger tank is some silver. What is this? Oh, that's the cargo thing. Alright. Number of interesting creatures. That's one of them. That is called a biter. As the name suggests, it will attempt to bite you. They also are attacking other life at the moment. Other sea creatures I'm seeing.
30 seconds.
You get a 30-second oxygen warning if you're below a certain depth, I think. Oh, okay. That is like a sand shark, I think. Slightly dangerous. Let's activate this.
Oxygen.
That allows us to get to the surface very quickly. Oh, and it looks like you can use it multiple times. Cool. Alright. Just like before. It's very useful if you find yourself a bit deeper than you anticipated, and you need to get to the surface quickly. Alright, so that guy, once again, he's not incredibly dangerous, but I don't really want to mess with him. And there's quite a few of them, mind you. This is the area I want to be at, though. This is called, like, the blood kelp something.
Short-range scans suggest this biome supports extensive biodiversity and connects to a number of small cave networks.
Gold, there we go.
Local scans show a nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome.
I believe they're talking about that cave down there.
30 seconds.
And we absolutely do not have the oxygen to go down that far. Alright, so we've got some gold. I still need some silver. This actually, I think this raises you faster than it ever used to be honest. I don't remember it being that fast before. Ooh, there's another life pod. Oh, these guys are cool. We'll explore them as well. I know there's a lot going on, and if you guys have questions or just kind of curious about stuff, let me know, and I'll try to explore or at least talk about things in the future. Seamoth fragment, there we go. Definitely need that. I'm gonna say
New PDA data.
I'm gonna say these people didn't make it. Some
30
lead.
seconds. Warning. Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's drive core has reached critical state. Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours.
Well, that's not great, but, you know, fully expected. Alright. I remember this being incredibly glitchy over here before. In fact, it caused my game to crash a few times. I'm assuming that they patched it since then, because that was a good while ago, but still a little nervous about that, if you know what I mean.
Silver-based
Silver, there we go.
are an essential component of many habitat modules.
Alright, that's 2 silver. I think I need 3 for all the things I was wanting. So if we could find 1 more, that would save me a trip. Silver's a little easier to find here than the blood kelp area. But
30 seconds.
oh crap. But it carries the additional risk of these sand tigers, because while the bone sharks they're not really that dangerous, they're more scary than dangerous.
Oxygen.
Those sand tigers are, I can't even remember what they're really called. Those guys are actually dangerous. And I'm pretty sure they can kill me if I get near them. I take the slightly fearful approach to this game. Even though I kind of know how it works for the most part, I still...
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Oh yeah, if you go too deep, past 100 meters, you consume more oxygen, so you can't stay down as long. We can remedy that later with an item, but for the time being, we're just going to have to suck it up. I really just want 1 more silver. Come on.
30 seconds.
Hold on. 1 last chance, and then we'll go up. Gold. I mean, gold's not bad, it's just, there's kind of limited uses for it. Like, I think we need it for maybe, like, 5 or 6 odd things. And after that, I just remember it just piling up. as excess. Though, once again, they've changed some crafting recipes I've seen already, so it wouldn't surprise me if they've changed a couple more. Yeah, I don't want to go down there yet. There's some scary things in there. Silver! Alright, good. Let's get out of here.
30 seconds.
And hopefully, because see, right now, we're having to manually swim to everything, and it kind of sucks. Hopefully, as we do some more exploration, I scanned that piece of a sea moth, and what a sea moth is it is a tiny one-person, I mean, you're the only person here, so I guess it doesn't matter right now, but a tiny one-person submersible craft. It's a small submarine. And it'll allow us a lot more freedom of movement and stuff. So, it's definitely something I want to get some research on. Some very short water here. I think we're in the safe shallows. Yeah, we are, so there's not really any danger here. Usually, if you stay at the surface of the water, in most places, it's not dangerous. There's really only one, well, there was one, maybe there's more now, enemy type that really you have to worry about on the surface. Alright, so let's do a couple things here. I need some glass, which I haven't seen quartz. I think they've reworked quartz a bit to make it harder to find. So we'll put off on that for a minute. We need a wiring kit. Hold on, what else do we need? Computer chip and battery. So to make that computer chip, well, we need some more acid mushrooms for battery. Computer chip needs some copper wire. We can do that now. And some table coral sample. And it looks like I got another radio message.
Receiving pre-recorded distress call, laying back.
This is Ep.1, uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency sea glide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
It's not that far away. Crew reports their sea glide damaged. We will check that out pretty soon. Anyway. Next. What was I making? Habitat builder. So, in order to make that computer chip, I need some table coral sample, which is pretty easy to get. All you have to do is cut some of this, and I need 2 of them. So just cut 2 of them and pick them up. And I think I scanned it. It says something about how it can make like the basis for like circuit boards or something. So we're using them to make circuit boards, basically. Computer chip. Great.
New blueprint acquired.
So, after all that, I need the battery still. Whoops. So, battery. Now we should be able to make it.
The Builder tool is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions.
Alright, so most of what we need to build bases, like for the most part, there's some key bits you need for other random things, but the biggest material you need to build bases is titanium. Luckily, it's all over the place, and the easiest way to get it, as we've seen, is just to pick up wreckage you find. Safe shallows, there's a couple.
Survivor You have exceeded your weekly exercise budget by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development.
Thanks. Gotta love the sarcasm. Kind of like reminds you of, Portal a little bit, doesn't it? Let's see. Oh, we should make the better water. We should. Alright, so one thing you can do is on these big giant coral tubes, you can cut them, and you get coral tube sample. And then the next thing we need to find is some salt, which is usually around here somewhere. Although it is getting dark, so it's kind of hard to see. Might have to put off on that for the time being. But anyway, doing this will allow us to get some bleach. And we can use bleach to make a much larger volume of water. And we don't want to go over there because that's dangerous at night. The reason it's dangerous is the bone sharks are... So during the daytime, they don't have a very large aggression radius. At nighttime, their aggression radius is a lot bigger. And so they have a pretty good chance of chasing you down. So unless you have some protection, I don't generally like dealing with them at night. We got another radio message, so I'm going to head back and listen to it. Thought I would have found some salt by now, but maybe they changed how it spawned. Actually, no, that's not salt. I thought that was salt. That was not salt. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job of making this game not scary, but I will say that this game, when you first play it, is rather terrifying at times. The noises, I mean, the noises are great in this. Just the sense of being stuck on a, planet with absolutely, no ground is fairly terrifying.
This is Life Pod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation in between us and the rendezvous. Request immediate assistance. 6 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank. Emergency. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core. The reactor will reach a supercritical state.
Uh-oh.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Let's just bathe ourselves in the radiation. Ah, there's the radiation.
New blueprint acquired. For your convenience, the radiation suit has been added to your blueprint database.
Alright, so that's the major big event. And that was the biggest thing in the game for a while, was just this explosion, and then that was like the end of the scripted events for the most part. So, up until this point, if I felt so inclined, I could have actually swam all the way over there. Nothing bad, well, I can't say nothing bad, but nothing related to radiation would have happened. Now the entire ship is, the spaceship is surrounded in a large wave of radiation. So if I go near there, I'm going to get a radiation warning and start taking damage. And the only way that I can get close is by crafting this radiation suit. It's not that hard to make, to be perfectly honest. So we might make it at some point. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, building a habitat, that's right. So let's start with that. We're not going to build it very far from here. You can't do much inside that life ship. You kind of get stuck with just basic crafting and stuff. So if you want to make anything else, you have to start building. So, we're going to start with... I'm limited on my modules, that's right. We are going to start with... Yeah, that's right. Let's just start with an X-shaped compartment. And that consumes 3 of my titanium. You can get it back if you deconstruct it. So hatch, I need quartz and titanium. Now, what they used to do was put quartz all over the place in the safe shallows. It doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Little unfortunate. What direction is this ship? Okay, let's go in this direction. So, I think I might have, like, snuck a peek at one in a cave at some point. What is this? Grab trap fragment. Okay. So we gotta scan another one to actually learn how to make that. You usually find blueprint materials in your wreckage. Sea glide, we need that for sure. That's gonna be a good one if I can get enough materials to actually get that. Grab trap. We'll make it for fun. Mostly because I don't know if I've ever actually made it. But I don't know if we're going to actually use it much. Not a whole lot down here. Sea glide. There we go. Excellent. We're going to try to make that soon. I think if you scan things you've already learned, you get titanium out of it. Alright. Not bad. Titanium's kind of a resource that there's not ever a situation where you've got, like, too much, really. I mean, I guess there kind of is, but you can keep using it to build stuff. Alright. So, we get a couple things out of that. That's really good. The sea glide, I think, is the most useful thing I've gotten out of that so far. What is this? Oh, right. So there's creature eggs you can pick up. They're useful for making aquariums, basically, although you can get some things out of them. Like, here's another one. I'm not going to pick all these up because I don't have anywhere to put them right now, but I really need to find some quartz. In fact, I'm going to drop that for the time being.
Oxygen.
I really need to find some quartz. Because I can't really go anywhere with this base thing until I get some of that. I think that might be some right there. I just want to make sure it's reasonably safe to go in there and not explode. And our water situation's getting kind of poor, so we're going to try to deal with that soon as well. Not all caves are dangerous. There we go. But some of them are. Alright, I know. We're going to check out that life pod as well at some point. Let's get the fluid intake thing dealt with. So you can get a little bit by eating, and if you're in a really dire situation and there's a lot of fish around you, you can just cook and eat a ton of fish to restore water. Oh, crap! Might as well scan. No, that's not what I wanted. I didn't scan. They're hard to get scans of because you usually take some damage doing so. That being said, I don't really think I need much more of what's in there anymore. I think one was enough, really. Kind of disappointed I didn't find any salt. I know I saw some in the kelp forest, so we can definitely get some there later, but for the time being, we're just gonna collect these guys. Yes it is. I'll message him back in a second. that should be enough water to get us out of the danger zone for a bit. So we'll get all that water. The larger water container on the bottom is what I need the bleach for. And unless they change the recipe, which I guess I could find out pretty quick here, all I need is that coral sample and salt. Yeah, coral tube sample and salt. If you run out of any thing, like if you run out of oxygen, you will slowly start to suffocate. You can survive for I want to say 5-ish seconds afterwards. So you have a tiny bit more ability to swim to the surface than it looks like right off. But if you run out of food or water, you will slowly start taking damage.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Yeah, let's eat that nutrient block. And we can make another bladderfish. So water doesn't go bad, food does. Although one way you could get around it before was just not to cook the fish and leave them alive, and then cook them later when you want them. That was one way you could get around that. I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't know if the fish die after a while in your pocket and go bad. Alright. So, to make that hatch, you need a hatch, at least you need a hatch to get in it, basically.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
So, these bases used to make oxygen, now they don't unless they're receiving power. Which is something we're going to try to make. I need some more quartz, some more copper, got titanium, and we'll be able to get started. For now, can't get any oxygen in there, but in the future, these underwater bases are what you need to set up bases and, camps at the bottom of really deep areas of the ocean. Excuse me. Alright. Let's go in.
Detecting sulfur deposits in the local cave systems.
I know.
Sulfur is an essential component.
Oh, that's flipping through the world a bit. Oh, crap! No! Dang it! Dang it! Man, those guys are dangerous. Okay, so it spawned me back in my base. That's why we don't play hardcore mode. I don't think I lost anything. That's okay. Luckily, he's not going to respawn yet, I don't think, so we can probably get right back in there. Oh, these guys are cool. Shuttlebugs. Completely undangerous. They do make some really freaky noises, though. Where'd that come from? Ah, I came from over there. Fair enough. Ooh. I think I escaped. Alright. Oh, sorry. They used to have it all over the place, although I will admit, off of what I just saw, that left you really no reason to go in the caves except, or at least these shallow caves anyway, except to, you need at some point you had to get that sulfur if you wanted to make a repair tool, which of course you do. So I guess I see why they did that. It gives you more incentive to go into the caves because you need it for the quartz. Oop, wrong button. So now we've got our quartz. I need some more copper. Which we have right there. And we can now make a solar panel, which is our most basic method of generating electricity. You can make it, you don't have to put it on the base, you can make it near the base as long as it's close enough. But now generating electricity. You can see at the top of the screen our power is going up in our base, and we're generating oxygen. Obviously, solar panels only work during the day, but the power they save can last through the night, as long as you don't use it all. And this is our first base. We can't make a whole lot of things yet, but... oh, it looks like they dumbed down the fabricator recipe, which is good because it used to be kind of a pain in the butt to make before. I think it required, like, an advanced wiring kit, so we can make one if we just get some coral sample really quick. It's a very small base, as you can tell, but it is a base, has oxygen, and we can put some things in here that you can't build outside. They have to be built in a base, and they can't be built in the life pod either. So let's build a fabricator. This will have the exact same capabilities as that fabricator in the life pod. So that's kind of cool. We want to make a locker, which I don't feel like getting some more quartz, so we're going to make a small wall locker for the time being. Medical kit fabricator is kind of cool, although I don't normally get hurt much because I'm normally pretty skittish. Oh, they dumbed down a lot of these recipes. It's good though, not bad. It allows me to make them earlier instead of waiting for a while. So it doesn't have a lot of storage space, but it's got enough that we can throw in a bunch of the stuff I don't need right now. And we'll throw in that. Oh yeah, and you can name them as well. It's kind of useful for organization and stuff.